are back on this baler again. We have not got done with the reel yet. I still got to pull that out. The last video I said that I would be ordering the parts, so that way by the time I got ready back to this video, we'd be ready to start going back together with the pickup head. Well, by the time I got done with this thing the other day, I didn't realize I lost track of time and it got too late. It was Friday that day that I made that video, and they had done closed for the week in the wintertime. They're only open Monday through Friday and not on Saturday up at Canes. So it done got too late, and I figured, well, I ain't in no hurry anyway. And then I've actually just thought about this cylinder that I was talking about. The other day I used this flashlight as kind of a pointer. Well, I got a better flashlight today than what I had then, but we're going to take this cylinder that I said was leaking a little bit, and I'm going to loosen this cap up before I order the parts, because this is the last piece that I know of that I'm going to have to order if I need a packing kit. If it's just that one O-ring, I'm going to hold off on ordering that packing kit, because I think I can just get that O-ring just like I did the last time. I don't see any reason why I can't right here in this end cap. So the way I did this the last time is I actually left it all on there just like it is now, and it seems like I took a punch or I took a pipe wrench and I broke that cap loose while it was still mounted to the baler just like it is now. It has no pressure on it because it's been sitting for a couple months. And then once I get it loose, I'm going to pull, there's a roll pin in here, and all this grease right there with a washer and everything. I'm going to drive that roll pin out. I'm going to pull this cylinder off this way, and then I'm going to probably break one of these lines loose. Well, I shouldn't have to even do that. Seems like the last time I did this, I did that and I realized I didn't need to do it. So we're going to pull this off once I get this broke loose first, but then we're going to pull this off, and then I'll unscrew it just enough to get that O-ring exposed. Then I'm going to take a pick and I'm going to pick that O-ring around the outside of this cap, and I'm going to pop it off the end. And then we're going to, I'll lay it off to the side, and then I'll go get one to go back on it whenever I'm back at town for something out there where the hydraulic place is. If they can find me one again like they did the last time, and rather than paying, like I said the other day, $100 for a packing kit, or ever how much it is, which it'll be at least $100, I'm sure, I can get by with a 50 cents O-ring. So if there's anything that is outrageous, it's hydraulic cylinder packing kits. They are extremely high for no reason. Really, there's nothing to them except O-rings. And O-rings don't cost hardly anything to make, but these companies, they will try their best to make money off you. I love this flashlight. I bought this flashlight a while back. It's actually my hunting flashlight to take with me when I go hunting. At Academy, it's just a cheap flashlight, but it has the full LED bar on this side. Then it has like a spotlight on this end. Then this one has two dimming modes. Then it has a flashing emergency red light for some reason. I don't know what the purpose of that thing is, but it has it. So but I really like it. And then the one end has a magnet in it, and you can just stick it on the side of something and it'll hold itself up there, probably till I start beating it, and then it'll fall off. But I've had it for a little while now. The only thing I don't like about it is if you're walking or something with it, or if you bump it up against something, the batteries can shake around in there, and then it seems like it can lose connection, and then it'll flash a little bit every now and then, but it'll never quit working. It just sits there and blinks every so often, and it's annoying. But that's the only grievance I have with it. Other than that, I like the light. But let's see if we can't get this cap loose. A lot of people probably think that this is crazy what I'm doing, there's no way this is going to last or work, or there's no way it's that simple that you could just do this right quick right here and it be that easily fixed. Well, if you would have asked me this 3 years ago, I would have probably have agreed with you, but I did this exact same thing 3 years ago on the other side, and it was just a fluke because I took it apart. I actually pulled the cylinder and took it apart, and that was when I found that it was just the end seal. And I called and priced a packing kit for this Baler on this cylinder, and that was when I decided that no, I would not be buying a packing kit unless I absolutely had to, because the only thing I seen wrong with it was this very O-ring that's right here. Oh, and there it is. Broken. It's mangled and it's chewed. I don't know if y'all can see that, but there's a cut in there. Obviously it's broken in half because I took it apart. This is the exact same thing that happened to the other side the last time when I took it apart and I ran into this problem. They actually give me another O-ring that day that could have worked. I'm going to do some digging. If I can find that O-ring that they give me that day, I think that it will work just fine. And I can just replace this. 25 cents for this. If you buy all the seals that goes in this, which they're no more than this, and the little collars that go around the seal collars that go around the end to clean off the cylinders that comes down, seals, those, other than those and what few other O-rings is in there, that's all these things are made out of, and then they charge you a fortune for them. I got lucky. I found 2 extra O-rings that they'd give me that day that I still had. Hopefully, they're going to work out, and I can just stick them around there, and they'll be the same size once I get them on there, and I won't have to go get one or worry about it anymore. At least that's what I hope, anyway. Let me use this bigger hammer, a little bit heavier hammer than that one. Knock this pin out. Alright, I really need a magnet tray, but I've got them already used. That's something I need, is more magnet trays. Those are some of the handiest things. Alright, here we go. I'm going to go with the fat O-ring first and hope this works, because it did the last time. Alright, we got it around. All this crud off the end of this thing. Get some grease on it. Around it good. Put it in there. Alright, first thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to slide that back on. So I've got the new O-ring in there. That's not bad. And I'm going to pop this collar back on. I'm going to put the roll pin back through. Got the roll pin back there. All right, it's back on. Now, all we've got to do is tighten this cap up and hope and pray that this thing doesn't leak anymore. And that this O-ring goes in like it should. And everything seals right. Probably should have cleaned that better, but I'm in a hurry. I want to get this crap done so we can get something else in this video besides just changing an O-ring on a hydraulic cylinder. Which, if I have to change it again, it's not that big of a deal, as y'all can tell, which I don't want to have to do though. Alrighty, that's it. Now that we're done with that thing, let's get my little light I use for a pointer. I'm going to take these chains off of this pickup reel. Those have got to come off. This sprocket does on this side does not have to come off, but I do have to unbolt that flange that goes around that bearing to get it loose. But over here, different story. This casting has to come out. So what I'm going to have to do is pull this ratcheting clutch or whatever assembly it is, that's what it is, off. I'm going to get it out. I'll just pull that one center bolt out, slide it off with this chain. Hopefully it'll just pull right off. It should, because it's not a shouldn't be a pressed on deal. It should just slide right on and off. And then once I get it off, I should be able to slide the cast off. It shouldn't be pressed on or anything either, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot more of a pain in the rear end of that. That's basically all there is to it. You just slide all that off, and y'all don't want to watch all that crap. Once I get that done, then I'll take y'all along the actual part of pulling this out. So let's get to that. I got the other side off, and I got everything done like I wanted to do it, and we're down to taking these 3 bolts out of this side and pulling that cast piece the rest of the way off. I'm worried. I'm really worried. This thing's coming apart too easy. There's something going on. I don't know what it is, but it's been too easy, and it's scaring me. Quite honestly, I'm not going to lie about it. It is literally scaring me because it should not be this easy to take this thing apart. So there's something about to happen. I don't know what, but I'm going to have the cameras on so y'all can see. But I'm afraid something bad's about to happen because it is too easy so far. Whoop, my light fell. It has been way too easy for me to do all this. I already loosened these up, by the way, in case you're wondering why these are coming off so easy. I went ahead and loosened them up so that way y'all wouldn't have to listen to that loud banging. There we go. But yes, it has been entirely too easy, this whole process of pulling that side off especially. It came off just like I thought it should. It's on a spline shaft. It came right off real easy, but it's been entirely too easy so far. This is where it's going to get to be heavy because I've got to pull this bolt out, and then this whole thing is going to come out. This whole reel, everything. God, this may be the hard part. Of course, this shit isn't really hard. Let me get that jack over here. I'm going to pick this side up with it. We'll pull that bolt out. See what I mean by that thing blinking when it gets bumped? That's the only thing I don't like about that light. Come on. Get out of there. All right. Okay, it's loose. I'll let it down a little bit, but not all the way. because when I pull that other side out, I don't want it to fall too much, but it's loose. All right, let's move to the other side. We can turn our good light off. I got plenty of light over here. I fixed this over here with these shop lights so I could actually see what I'm doing. I'm actually going to put y'all on this side, which is the ideal side, because y'all for seeing what y'all need to see more than I do. For the most part, I guess, because I already know what's going on here. I'm going to attempt to do that without squishing my hand. So this just comes right off. And then that sits down on the ground. Okay. This side's off. Now we gotta go let that jack down and get the other side off. But before I do that, and we get to that part, hope y'all can see in here all right with those lights. Let's move them out here. Ah, crap. Move this out here. Where did that bolt go? There's the washer and there's the bolt. All right. Let me get on this side. All right, what I'm going to show y'all here, a lot of y'all probably are thinking, oh Lord, he's going to take all that apart. He's never going to remember how to put it back together. Well, what you do, or what a lot of people does when they're taking stuff apart, if you've done this a lot and had any experience doing it, you learn to stack parts. And this is going to be a good explanation for people who doesn't know a whole lot about working on stuff. What I like to do, if I take something apart mechanically, like a clutch, sprocket like this or something, say I pull this thing apart, I will stack the pieces so that way I know how it goes back together. Like when I pulled this off, there was a bolt and washer. It's in the center, it's sitting on it, and then the sprocket came off, and then there's two spacers that go on the back side. So I stack those up here. You can lay them around the bolt to keep them falling off, ever how you want to do it. But always put them in the order they came off in case there's some reason that they go in that order. And you sit on there, and then when you go back together, you know exactly how it all goes back together. The cast piece, that's easy. I mean, you just slide it in there. I'll probably lay it up here with this, and then I'll know. But as far as taking it off and things, this goes for anything. I mean, transmissions, hydraulic cylinders, I mean, whatever you're working on. When you take it apart, if it comes apart in pieces and it's one piece, when you start, just stack it out as you go. Make one spot your starting point and make one spot your finishing point. And then when you go back together, you just take the pieces and you go the opposite direction. Another good thing you can do to help you remember how things go back together is take pictures. If your memory's not that good, or if it's going to be apart for a while, take pictures before you take it apart. Take pictures if you need to as you take it apart, and that way you know exactly step by step, and you just flip through those photographs and see how it all goes back together. That's just a little tip for working on stuff if you've never worked on a whole lot of stuff before, how to remember how it all goes back together. After a while, if you do this enough, you start to remember things, how they should look and how they should go just naturally, and it sticks with you. I've took enough things apart in my life and put them back together that I've kind of learned how to do all this. But I'm going to check this bearing too here in a little bit. Make sure if it doesn't walk away with me, make sure that it doesn't need, I'm going to flip this over because I'm afraid that thing is going to come. It feels alright. I might get another one anyway just for the heck of it. Just that way we don't have to worry about it, but it feels okay. But let's go let that other side down. So I'm just going to take the jack and just loosen her up, and then should just pick it up. I mean, the pickup head at this point doesn't weigh really anything. and it has spring assist anyway, so I'm just going to, let me sit y'all over here on the Polaris. I know the light's not that great, but there's not really anything fine you need to see. Here, I'm gonna pick the chain up, hook it in these slots. That way it's up in the air. This thing's all the way down, so we're gonna pull it out, hopefully, without dropping it. Oh, I got the bolt tray down here. I'm about to make a real mess. Stick that there. Let's go ahead, pull this thing out. There we go. She's sitting on her tines. I'm gonna go move the other side. Hold on just a second for me, y'all. We'll pull this other side out. You'll sort of see what I'm doing over there. All right, now we got her out. I thought about laying it up on the back of the Ranger, but I might just do it there. I don't know. If I move it, I'll get my dad or somebody to help me move it, because that thing is heavy. To help me move it and put it up on a bench where I can really work on it and tear it apart good. But here's the bushings. These are made out of a composite material. They're not plastic, but they're something else. I don't know what exactly they are, but they're not metal, which they shouldn't be, to be actual bushing. But yep, that's it. We will undo these now, and these will pop straight off the end, and we can get them out of there. It may be a little bit of a chore getting these cast turners off, but we'll take care of that maybe in another video, not today. If not, I'll just take them off. It's mostly just going to be a little bit of prying and beating and pop them right off there. It's not really anything too complicated. But if you'd like to see me do that whole process of taking these off and replacing these bushings, let me know in the comments. I just don't want to bore you guys with too much of this stuff. But I mean, if y'all like these videos and you think they're very explanatory, I'm glad to keep making them as I do them. I find these videos very fun for me, explaining how to do some of this stuff. But yeah, that's it, out. I mean, it's completely out of there now. There's basically just the frame left, other than the stub augers and the pickup head, because the feed rotor is actually part of the chamber. It's not a part of the actual pickup head. Other than the frame, that's it, then the stub augers. So it's bare down to the bone. So now we got to take all these teeth off, which I'm not going to bore y'all with that part. I'm sure everybody probably already knows how wonderful they are. I mean, they're one bolt. They're a pain in the rear end. They take forever. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and hope maybe it helps somebody. I mean, there's a lot of guys has these Balers now.